I'm Miss Waddell, and I'm excited that you're joining us for the Bellarmine Writing Workshop. For whatever reason, you might want to review this content, or you weren't able to join us for the 11 o'clock meeting on Monday, June 8th. So I'm making these sets of videos to go over what we reviewed at that meeting. I'm going to divide the video into 5 parts because this is a lot of content and nobody's really interested in watching a video that might take an hour and a half. So there are going to be 5 videos of varying lengths. This first video is to introduce you to our Google Classroom site and our guiding document for the 5-day workshop. The second video is going to go over our close reading resources and expectations. The third video, we're going to look at some writing samples and the rubric we're going to use for all of our work this week. In the fourth video, we're going to talk about essay expectations and the resources I have out kind of laid out for you. And in the fifth video, I'm going to talk to you about how this workshop will work in a little more detail and how to sign up for writing conferences on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So the first thing we should do is make sure everybody's logged into the Bellarmine Writing Workshop Google Classroom page. I'm going to try to slow down. I have a tendency to talk really fast. I apologize for that. I don't know if I'm going to be good at slowing down. So this is the Google Classroom code. I'll send that to you in an email as well. But you absolutely have to be logged in to this site to jump on board with what we're doing. Our stream, I've tried to hide a lot of stuff. So most of our material you're going to find under the classwork tab. I'm going to move myself over here. And we're going to start by talking about the guiding document. I go with really simple themes for my slide decks. They load faster, and even yet still, this is taking a little while to load. What are we going to be doing over the course of the week? Well, first we want to talk about how we can make sense of the things we've read. Many times in all of our lives, the things we're asked to read by others aren't necessarily the things we would choose to read for ourselves. And I don't know about you, but many times I find myself having read a chapter or pages of a book or pages of an essay, and at the end, I have no idea what I read. It's just like I looked at the words and I looked at them and then they flew right outside of my ear again. So I want to talk to you about some close reading strategies, how to generate questions while reading, and how to develop a claim from those questions. So that's the topic of the second video. The topic of the third video, what can I learn from student writing samples? We're going to look at some grade level student writing samples so that we can have an anchor point for what it looks like to write as a freshman in high school versus what it looks like to write as a senior in high school. Obviously, if we're writing as a freshman in college, we're wanting to write above that senior level or close to or at that senior level. And so I think looking at writing samples and rubrics helps get a vision of what that's supposed to be. And then how do I build a paper? That will be that next video. And you can read the text that's here. We want to do some close reading that leads to thinking, extended research, and focused claim. We want to think about the structure of our paper. When we revise and edit, those are 2 different skills. And a lot of this was what we're going to be doing together Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So on Monday is watching these videos and covering this stuff. Tuesday, I'm not going to meet with you, but that is a day for you to start to build your 2 to 3 page essay in MLA style using at least 2 resources from a KYVL database. I'll walk you through all of that, but that's the expectation. By Wednesday, we are going to have a conference one-on-one. You've got to be sitting down at a computer with your essay in front of you. And I've got to be looking at your essay with you, and we're going to revise and edit together. Okay, it won't really work any other way. You know, like I really need to look at that paper with you. So by the beginning of our conferences on Wednesday, I expect you to have a topic, a claim, 2 KYVL database resources, your lead, and your kind of your first and hopefully second paragraph written. We'll conference for about 30 to 45 minutes with that material. And then on Thursday, We'll meet again for an hour, and you'll be doing more work on your paper after we conference. We'll conference your paper on Thursday, and then we'll conference it again on Friday. And each time I meet with you, I should see improvements in the growth of your writing and then the application of the conference techniques that we discuss. I have found over the years that it's best to work with students one-on-one with writing because everyone has such unique skills and unique needs. And trying to do whole class instruction with writing can be somewhat effective, but not nearly as effective as conferencing. So you must be prepared with your part. If you come Wednesday to the conference and have nothing, that's the same as saying, I don't want to go to Bellarmine. Okay, so this writing workshop is all about you kind of doing your work beforehand so that when we start to conference on Wednesday, we have meat to work with, and then we can refine and develop that together into the strongest essay possible by the end of our work together on Friday. So that's kind of how this is going to work. Be mindful about the purpose of a college paper. I'm going to read to you. As a general rule, high school English classes are teaching you how to write. They evaluate your writing. And so organization, sentence structure, conventions, it's often the focus of your feedback when you're submitting writing in your high school English classes, right? But in college, you're expected to have control over that stuff. Like your organization, your sentence structure, your conventions, your professors are going to expect that you know how to do that you've taken the time to get that under control. And so papers are assigned to evaluate your thinking. Unless you're in a composition class, and you may be, where they're actually working on teaching you writing. Let's say that you're just in like a psychology class. Your psychology professor doesn't want to spend time talking to you about fragments, right? That's not their place or purpose. The paper is assigned, the essays are assigned to evaluate your thinking. So if your writing skills are weak, your thoughts are hard to communicate, errors and poor organization distract the readers from your arguments or explanations. So it's really important to get our writing under control because that's how we communicate in higher education all the time. All the time in discussion boards, in email, in correspondence, in paper, we want it to be under control. So when we're writing for college, the most important thing to do is really organize those ideas. Do close reading, do research in depth so that you have vital and important things to say. And then later, after you kind of have all of those ideas in your head, you really get them checked out and you devote time to revise and edit so that your paper is distraction free, so that people aren't stumbling over fragments or misspelled words or confusing metaphors, right? We want to get it all nice and clean. So I have a lot of strategies to help with that revising and editing stuff, and that's what we'll be doing in the conferences. I won't leave you alone on it, and I really hope what I can give you will help you. This is struck through because I did it at 11 with my students that were able to attend. So let me just unstrike that. In the next few videos, we're going to do a close reading of A Poison Tree by William Blake, and we're going to learn to apply some questioning strategies. This is a very, very short poem from the 1700s, and I chose it because it was succinct. It wasn't going to be long and drawn out. But I do want us to pay attention to how we read a text closely, how we question and think about a text while we read it, because that will be important to your own research. This is that next video, writing samples, reviewing the rubric. For your essay that you'll develop on Write on Your Own, you're going to develop a claim for research or analysis. I don't care what you write about, frankly. Your essay could incorporate the text of A Poison Tree, which we're about to read together, or you might want to research a topic and establish a focus within that topic on your own. I'd prefer that you choose to write about something yourself are interested in. And if you need help focusing a claim or coming up with a topic, I can help you with that through email, but you've got to reach out to me in a reasonable amount of time. Asking me to help you develop a claim on Wednesday when you already owe me the claim and when the introductory and second paragraphs are due is too late. So I will be on my email available to you all through Monday night, all through on Tuesday. And so if you need help understanding like what's my essay supposed to be, reach out to me. That's why I'm here. Your 2 to 3 page essay must be in MLA format. If you don't know what that is or what that means, you're going to spend some time on this website. This is OWL, the Purdue Writing Lab. It's excellent. I love it. And this is just a real general guideline for MLA format. An example is there. And you'll notice over here to the side, there's all kinds of great resources over here that just are really lovely. Most of your English teachers will want you to do things in MLA, Modern Language Association style. You will have some professors, especially if you get into sciences or psychology, that prefer the APA style. And it's just a way, like, you format your citations, you format the page on your paper so that everybody's kind of following those same rules. So you're going to write in MLA for me. We will revise and we will edit in our Wednesday through Friday conferences. So that's kind of what's ahead. This is that same calendar that I shared with you through email a couple of weeks ago. I hope that these conferences will be close to 30 minutes. I'm scheduling them for 45 in case we run over. I hope that you can get the work that you need done within an hour, but you may need to devote more time than that to it. It just kind of depends on where you are as a writer and a researcher before this begins. So everything will be a wrap by Friday, and we'll have a beautiful essay by the end of it. I am excited about what you're going to write, what you're going to research, and I look forward to learning more about your ideas and what you care about. So that is the first video, our guiding document, and in a second I'll start the second one on close reading. Thanks.